Hey guys, welcome back to my series called Thriftflip Thursdays, where I take you along with me while we upcycle something, but this time I have a gala to go to in less than 24 hours, so let's make a gown out of this vintage scarf I thrifted in Paris. I started just by pinning one corner of the scarf and then just kind of following my style line on the dress form and then just pinning and cutting away to follow those lines. And with the leftover fabric of the velvet scarf, I decided to just make the cups out of that. So I'm just pinning and draping and chalking in that new princess seam, and then I go ahead and cut those out, pin them together, and sew that seam in place with a straight stitch and then overlock it. I only had 2 squares of chiffon, a small one and a bigger one, so I took the small one and just copied the same thing I did to the scarf, draping it on the bias and just pinning and chalking the new line, and then I hemmed it with the rolled hem. And just to get a full vision of the gown I was going to make, I pinned the cups into place after sewing them, and then I pinned the chiffon in place and the scarf. So you can see it has this asymmetrical overlapping effect, which looked so stunning with the sheer fabric. With the bigger square of chiffon fabric, I decided to do a godet insert to give this gown some more length. I had some twill tape and lace left over, so I was just going to do this as trim accents. At this point, I was in love with this dress. I stitched down the twill tape and then stitched it to the chiffon side. Sewed the godet in, gave it a good press, and then I finished sewing all of those lace trims onto the bodice. I was burnt out by the end of the night, so I saved the hem for the morning of the gala. I cut it to my desired length, finished it with a rolled hem finish, and gave it a good press. The dress turned out so beautiful. I think this is probably my favorite thing I've ever made. I still can't believe I made this dress out of a scarf. Do something celebrating 30 years of youth-led impact. I was so honored to be celebrating with them. It was the biggest night in celebrating youth activism through a mix of immersive experiences, storytelling, and live performances. The food was to die for, and the violinist was amazing. Fantabalo shared a beautiful poem. It was amazing to participate in honoring future generations of youth who will transform our systems. I danced the night away, met some great people, and the photo booth was so much fun. I ended the night with these mini milkshakes, so cheers to fueling the future.